up for 40 odd something hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel the sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time but money's not something that's free. Seems the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, two cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone. Go.
What's up, Jags fans? We are here on a Wednesday night. I'm super excited about tonight's show because usually I will do shows with like Jaguars YouTubers. It's a lot of fun. You know, I like it. But very few times do I get to chop it up live on YouTube with some of my best friends and some of the biggest Jags fans out there. So I'm really excited for tonight. I got Dalton and Mike here tonight. We're going to be talking Jags, and here's why I'm excited before I ask you guys how you're doing. Here's why I'm excited. Because how many conversations have us three had about the Jags that never were seen by anybody over under 4 total days of conversation? What do you think, Dalton? Over or under?
It's hard to remember all of them in the over-under because those are usually mixed with cocktails at Monkey's Uncle. So I can't give you a solid number, but I'm going to take the over.
What do you think, Mike?
A lot. Thankfully, they're not recorded because they're pretty rough.
If you could combine all of the liquid of beverages that we consumed during these conversations, how big of a barrel could we have filled during these conversations?
Rumpy's alone, I feel like, is a keg.
Yeah, that last one a few weeks ago, it was a blur.
I was hurting for like 48 hours after that.
Yeah, that was tough.
No.
All right, well, I'm pumped. If y'all don't know Dalton and Mike, they have a pretty big social media presence. Their Twitter handles are in the video description, so go and follow them because they're both great on Twitter. They both have a lot going on in their lives and family lives. They don't necessarily have the time like I do to come on YouTube and talk, but nonetheless, they have great inside info takes, fans for a long time. So Dalton, let's start with you. We're backing up the telescope all the way back. The Jags right now, what are your feelings of them right now on the team as a whole?
I would say they've outperformed the roster they have. So if you take a real healthy look at it, it's, if you catch me day of game, day in game, right after game, you're going to get the fan, the fanatic, the emotional, irrational human being, probably digging at Trevor a little bit. But if you take a look at really how the roster is built, it's nowhere near where Gladstone and them want it to be. But the fact that they're 4-2 and they've really had a tough schedule. I mean, they've beaten some really good teams, things they don't typically do, right? Games we've seen them typically lose with bad breaks or when they start to spiral, they've been able to hold on and win. So I'm pretty happy with what has been done so far because I don't think the roster is great or where they need it to be yet. But they've navigated that just by really good coaching. And they just honestly are playing hard. I mean, they play very hard. They're fun to watch. Even if they make mistakes, like the effort is there. It's definitely a different type of team than we've seen the past few years.
Mike, what do you think? What's your feeling? What's your thoughts on the Jags right now as a whole?
I mean, I agree. I don't even know. We haven't played our best ball yet. I don't know if we played a B+ ball game yet. So that makes you feel good about it. 4-2. Trevor hasn't played well. Offense has not played well. Definitely a lot of mistakes we can clean up. So I'm encouraged. We should be 5-1, honestly. So
yeah, we should be. I agree. I mean, I kind of went on a whole rant yesterday. I did a film breakdown yesterday. It's on my channel. You can check it out. I kind of made the case that the O-line took a lot more blame than maybe they weren't good, but like
that was a lot of pressure that they gave up.
I went back and watched it, and a lot of those pressures were like Trevor kind of in a cleanish pocket, moving toward the defender and then throwing the ball, and him just being inaccurate. So I don't know. We're gonna get into Trevor here in a second.
Little played bad. Little played really bad.
Yeah.
You
guys know I probably am one of the most critical people of Trevor regularly on X, and people don't typically enjoy that. I get a lot of backlash. I would agree with some of what you said. I think, people disagree with me, but I don't think Trevor's ever been a great pocket guy, a great feel in the pocket guy of when to go. That Chiefs game in the second half, it kind of clicked for him. He kind of figured out, okay, I just need to go. I did think the Seahawks did a great job in kind of gap integrity rush. They didn't really give him a lot of room to move. I thought the biggest issue was they just didn't run the ball, and not even successfully. They just stopped trying to run the ball. And you can't drop Trevor back near 50 times like that. When in his career, have we won games when he's throwing the ball that many times? It's just, it's just
Seahawks are good too. We got to give them credit.
Yeah,
really well.
And when there is not even the thought of the run, even if they're stopping it, it's just all gas, no brakes. I mean, they're not even worried about you running the ball. So I don't think that played into his favor either.
I saw a stat that I think it was Della posted the other day that the Seahawks are the number 1 efficiency ranked 4-2 team of all time.
Yeah,
I think the Rams are like 6th or 7th all time.
Yeah, in the last 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So
we got our work cut out for us. This is
those are paper battles.
Yeah. We're all fans, so I do want y'all to get into the comments and tell us what y'all think, and then we will get to as many comments as we can. I'm going to fly through a couple of comments here, and then I want to dig a little bit deeper on Trevor Lawrence from YouTube. But a couple of comments here. Robbie Santos, first one in the chat, says, "Yo, them chaps going to play across the pond, innit? Tally ho." Guy says, "Yo." John McCain says, "You going to be Club Jaguar 2.0? We usually do Club Jaguar Wednesday nights, but UCF Jaguars on a cruise. Jordan DeLugo's busy. And I was like, you know what? What a good opportunity to get Mike and Dalton in here. So, I'm pretty excited about this, but probably not Club Jaguar 2.0 if I had to guess. But Steph is short. It's already gone, this song. Celtic Jag says, "Steven checking in on holiday in Spain. Fly home to Ireland Friday and fly out to London, England on Saturday to see the new Jaguars team on Sunday. Duval." You gotta love those.
Nice.
Those European fans are they're hardcore. Like, I mean, they're
Oh, yeah.
soccer guys, so they get it. All right, here's a good question to throw at y'all. This is from BT. And I know, like, I didn't give you guys much time to think about this question, but welcome to a Jaguars United show. You got to think. On your feet here. He says your favorite trade speculation, and we can just kind of like take this a step further. It seems like James Gladstone's kind of doing something. Do you think he's doing something to bring a guy in? Do you think he's doing that to work a contract extension mid-season? Mike, we'll start with you this time.
Yeah.
Do you think the Jags, do you think Gladstone's looking at a certain position to bring a guy in, or what do you think he's doing?
I don't know if it's going to be a certain position, but I definitely think they're making room to. I don't know if it's going to be a receiver or defensive lineman. Hopefully, a defensive lineman. O-line help maybe. Safety. I mean, Wingard's not very good, honestly. He's okay, but could they use some safety help? So no, we need to make some moves, and I think we are. So yeah.
What do you think, Dalton?
Yeah, I'd agree. He comes from the Les Snead tree. Les Snead has very much been in favor. If you've got a team that you think can compete for it, go get a bunch of guys on expiring contracts, manage the cap for that year, fill those holes. So I think it'll be pass rush of some sort, whether it's defensive end, interior guy who can rush. I think they're going to look to fill the void with, maybe a higher level player who's on an expiring contract.
You think it's an expiring contract? You couldn't see it being somebody maybe with a few years left?
I don't know if they want to commit to the cap unless it's just the absolute right guy. I don't think they want to give up the draft capital that they've built back. He's willing to move picks. I just don't, if you were going to go get a high level defensive tackle, right, and one of the elite guys, you're going to have to give up a lot. I mean, a ton. And you're absorbing a much salary. And they are pushing salary back. They've also still got some stuff in the books from our friend Trent that's not wonderful. So I don't think he wants to commit long term. I think he wants to have some flexibility in the offseason to continue to shuck and jive and build the roster the way he wants. So I think he wants to be competitive this year, and he's going to make a move that allows that. And doesn't mean he can't commit long term, but I don't think they want to. I think there's going to be some guys on the roster that they want to sign long term, and they obviously can't tag them all. Between Devin Lloyd and Trayvon Walker, I mean, they're going to have to pick and choose which one's getting which.
That's an easy decision right there. But
yeah.
Well, I think the obvious move is to sign Trayvon Walker, and then save the tag for someone else. But so obviously everyone's talking about that in that D tackle, like the D tackle spot is like where he's going to make the move, and it could be.
How much can we invest in D tackle at this point? I mean,
D-line is where at.
Mason Smith, I mean, I know it's not Gladstone's pick, but a second rounder a year ago.
So do you think do you think that's where we should upgrade this team if it is through trade, is through the D line? I mean, I think they've been pretty good against the run. It's just they're not getting that interior pressure, and Armstead's getting some pressure. Like, is the D line, you think, the place where he should go if he's going to trade for somebody?
I think so, because I think, in my opinion, I don't think the secondary is great, but I think they've been good enough. I think Travis Hunter's going to start to play more, and he's got a lot of high-end ability. Jordan Lewis is good. I mean, I could see safety with Dewey. I think I'm not a big Dewey fan. I think he's limited. I think for the most part, he's played pretty good, though. I mean, pretty good for what he's capable. I mean, he's an average player. I just think the greatest way you impact a game is on the line of scrimmage. I think it's a little harder to trade for offensive line. You don't see a ton of, I'm going to trade you my starting right guard or starting. That doesn't happen as often. So I do think it's adding to the pass rush. If there's one thing, they've done well they've done well in important spots, but maybe not consistently, is get after the quarterback. So again, it could be an end, that could be a tackle. I'm not sure. But I do think they want to add to the pass rush. If I was to guess, I think they have a lot of belief that offense is going to come along. Because to me, you can't point to any one spot where the offense is lagging. Like, it's been different things, different games. This is the first game the offensive line looked bad. Like, I mean, they've been pretty dang good throughout the year. So I do think they're going to have trust that offense is going to come along. And I don't think the defense, what they've done, is sustainable, and they need to make sure they're building off, because the defense was terrible last year. And I think they've got better coaching. They've been a little more opportunistic. The scheme allows for more eyes to the ball, more turnover, and they emphasize that more. But I don't think the defense is great. I think we've just kind of seen them play really well and get some good breaks.
Definitely need some sacks, though.
So Mike, you're saying D-line is the move?
I mean, safety maybe, like we said, Wingard. I I mean, I don't feel like depends how long Brenton Strange is out. I mean, that's I mean, tore a ligament as what was it?
Yeah, I'm not super confident he's coming back in 5 weeks or whatever they said it was.
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah.
Would you guys trade Devin Lloyd midseason?
I think that'd be hard to sell the fan base on.
What about good player for good player though? Maybe I don't know if it's an expiring contract, but something like that.
I mean, in my opinion, I think you keep Devin Lloyd. I mean, he's like single-handedly won you.
I mean,
you don't strike while the iron's hot. I mean, get something out of him. I mean, I doubt we're going to pay him.
There's something to that, but
yeah,
I know.
I just don't think they can afford to lose that piece,
right?
You know, just the depth. What if Ventrell Miller goes down after that? I mean, you're pretty much at that point. Yeah, and I do worry about this team's depth in general.
His name is.
Yeah, and they like to play him a little bit on the edge too. So I think I do worry about this team's depth as injuries pile up. I think that's one thing we're going to have to continue to watch. Because I'm not sure it's great. I know it's not great. So interesting to see how they navigate injuries. And I do think Brenton Strange's impact to the team is far greater than any stat sheet will ever show.
Yeah, no, he's a good player.
Well, we have some hate on Trevor in the comments, and I want to get to Trevor in a second. Michael says the D line, little Boyd, our O line last game. Tell us one game in the past 2 years that Trevor was the reason we won. I mean, I thought
Chiefs
he played
game a couple of weeks ago.
I thought he played really good against the Chiefs, and then he played bad against the Seahawks.
I wouldn't say he played really good against the Chiefs. He played well. The pick wasn't his fault.
Really good. I have a higher standard for
the fumble too. He should have
top 5 money.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm glad I thought of this because Mike and me have had this conversation, and Mike gave me an answer I didn't like, and so I want to get your thoughts, Dalton. Why the hell can Blake Bortles come in here and throw for 300 yards, 400 yards, like multiple times in a season? And if Trevor hits over 300, it's like Christmas. Like, what was it about Blake
Bortles? He asked that for 300 yards.
And I get it. Like, they was coming from behind, and it was garbage time, but the dude did it a lot. And Trevor can't seem to ever break 300. It seemed like Bortles did it every game. Like, what's the difference between what Bortles was doing and what Trevor's doing?
I just think when Bortles was here, when they threw the ball, he kind of made it count. Like a lot of deep crossers. I mean, they took shots. There wasn't a lot of dink and dunk. And even more so this year than previous years, it feels like there's so much intermediate screen game. I don't know if Cohen's trying to build confidence and protect Trevor and trying to just build those confidence throughout the game. This also his deep ball accuracy or just even willingness to go deep in situations has not been great. Like that's actually the one thing he's done in earlier years when he still wasn't playing great. The one thing they had was he was pretty solid down the field, but this year he's just not been. I don't know. I just feel like the willingness to get the ball down the field and stretch the ball, and it could be some of the scheme. I definitely think they run a lot more intermediate routes, a lot of screens. I mean, we knew that coming in with Cohen. It was. I think we all got excited about having a screen game. You know, we haven't had one in, I don't know, ever in my life for the Jaguars.
Yeah.
But you've already seen teams adjust to that. I mean, how many times are you going to throw a screen to Travis Hunter and lose 2 or 3 yards, or he has to just eat the ball because he's about to get killed? You know, at some point they got to be able to stretch teams out.
I mean, they had a play to Brian Thomas Jr., and this was one of the pressures I highlighted on my show last night. It was pocket was clean. BTJ was running like a little like fade vertical from the slot on the left, wide open between a cover 2. And Trevor Lawrence like rolls to his left, like how he kind of keeps his shoulders square into pressure, still pretty clean, and just overthrows BTJ like 25 yards down the field. And like that play just for me was like, this is Trevor in a nutshell. The guy like puts himself into a pressured situation who doesn't need to be. And then he overthrows a wide open wide receiver 25 yards down the field. Is there any like, and Mike, you start it. Is Trevor going to get better, or is what we see what we get with Trevor?
I mean, this is the closest I've ever been to being out on Trevor. I'm getting pretty close to selling my stock. Yeah.
What do you think, Dalton?
I mean, I mean, not to cut Dalton off, he just doesn't seem to be very smart at football. I mean, he doesn't seem very smart.
Yeah, and just like I think natural awareness, good feel for the game, just feels like that's such a struggle for him. I think he fights himself more than anything. I feel like he's in a position now where the mistakes of his career have built up, and he's gun shy. I think unless he sees it wide open down the field, he won't. He's not throwing it. And just the ball placement is terrible on some of these deep throws. I mean, and the misses. I don't know. I try to be fair about the environments he's been placed in, comparative to maybe some other people who have been successful. I do think we've seen quarterbacks move who weren't successful, who were high picks. They get to these other teams and they're flourishing. Baker, Sam Darnold, so part of me is like, there is a reality that he has not had the best situation since he's gotten to the league. But I also believe with what he should be, what he's supposed to be, what we're paying him to be, there's got to be an elevation of the team. And I just don't see it even. It's rare that he is elevating the team. He does it in spots during games, but man, when is he going to put 3 good quarters together out of 4? Yet alone a whole game. It feels like there's those moments, there's those drives, there's those quarters that are great, but the consistency is just never been there. And I really don't understand it. And I'm not sure.
Pass 4 yards away. Dude, how many times are you going to do this? It's year 5, and he's bulleting a screen pass.
Even that double move to BTJ, the fake pump screen, BTJ leaked out. That ball placement was awful. BTJ had to stop, turn, reach back for the ball. He kind of stumbled. I was worried he's going to drop it, and then still make he's wide open. Just put it on. There's not a
Tim Patrick throw was pretty lucky too, honestly.
Everything's so difficult.
Yeah, and that's something I brought up yesterday.
I don't know. I'd like to see the rest of the – Go
ahead, Dalton.
Jason.
Go ahead. I was going to say, something I brought up yesterday was the when you watch Sam Darnold throw the ball, he was hitting his guys in stride. And when they'd catch the ball, they could get yak. And when Trevor throws it to these guys, they're having to contort their body to just make the catch and then do everything they can to keep possession as they're getting hit. It looked like you said it great, Dalton. It's the ball placement isn't there for Trevor. And that's something I never thought I'd worry about with him. But it does seem like he's regressed, like Mike said. At Clemson, it seemed like he was on the money with these guys.
No, he was known to spray at Clemson. I don't know if you've ever watched.
He had elite receivers. Big receivers.
No, the LSU game,
a lot.
The LSU national championship, he sprayed. I'm like, when he misses high. It's always kind of.
They were better than almost every team they played while he was there. I mean,
that's true.
In the NFL, it's just a level playing field. The one thing I'll say about Trevor too is, and I think Cohen understands this, his mechanics suck. He throws flat-footed. So, his best throws are you see him actually drive the football.
Yeah.
He does not drive the football a lot. I mean, it's a lot of flat-footed, back foot. And a lot of that, too, is back to his pocket movement. I just don't think it's great. I mean, I think he gets deep in the pocket at times. He gets to his drop and kind of sits. He's late to step up, moves the wrong direction a lot of the times based off the pressure. He just doesn't have a great feel for it. And I don't know if that's always been there or just when he was at Clemson, it was just unseen because they were just better than everyone else.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I do want to hit Little Big Man because I like Little Big Man because I know you aren't going to like him. He's got the Gator tag there, but I mean, he grinds.
All right.
He grinds the 1010XL YouTube chat, and I love it. I love seeing him in there. He brings some reality in there. I keep it up at work on my monitor. I just see Little Big Man just bringing people down to earth with all his comments. I love it. He says the defense forced turnovers and have carried the Jags thus far. Robert Lamison says Blake had better weapons and softer coverages.
I mean, Blake was thrown to Marquise Lee. And freaking
I
Westbrook
don't
necessarily
and Alan agree he had better weapons. I do think maybe the weapons fit the scheme better, but I will tell you the softer coverages are indicative of the defense's confidence to get beat. People are playing the way they're playing because either the scheme that the Jaguars are presenting or their confidence in Trevor hitting those throws down the field are low. And there are people open downfield, and we are not hitting them. And I think that's more of a how they scheme against Trevor versus how they schemed against Blake. Because, again, with Blake, he would take the deep shots, and Blake actually threw a good deep ball, those good deep crossers that were hard to cover. Trevor just hasn't shown the consistency to hit those balls down the field. And so I think it's indicative of him and some of the scheme as well.
Yeah, I mean, we look back to last game. I already mentioned the BTJ overthrow. The pump and go wasn't a great throw. The Tim Patrick throw wasn't a great throw. You think back to the big Travis Hunter play he had a couple weeks ago. It was way underthrown, and Travis Hunter had to come back and get it.
Well, the Chiefs
even
one,
the one
it's
that
a touchdown
Travis
if he throws it on time. He's got everyone beat.
Yeah.
Everyone beat.
The one that
And that's
Travis
one
Hunter
thing
was
I don't think-
offside. was horrible too. I mean, that should have been an
Yeah.
interception, honestly.
If you watch the all 22 on some of these, even those balls on the field, like he's late on a lot of them. I mean,
Yeah.
they're there. He's like, he's not seeing them or he's not confident in what he's seeing. That Travis Hunter one, he got to his third drops. He got to I think his fifth drop step. If he just goes, Travis Hunter's 4 or 5 yards behind the DB, throw the ball. Instead, he climbs and climbs and climbs. And then by the time he throws the ball, it's underthrown and the DBs have caught up. And so while it was a great play by Travis, and I still like that he gave him an opportunity to make a play, the ball was late. I mean, really late.
Yeah. Stoical Snake says Trevor has been bad this year. I can't make any more excuses if he doesn't improve by the end of the season. Is that where, I mean, we're tied to him with the contract, but is that where y'all are at as far as like, is he going to improve or is he what he is? Is that kind of where y'all are at?
I mean, the wins and losses will be indicative of how I feel, to be quite honest. To me, the defense is going to come back to earth a little bit because I just think we were at a pace of turnovers that aren't going to withstand.
Right.
If the Jags win 10 games, Trevor played good enough football to get them there because I don't think it's a top 5 or 10 roster in the NFL. I think they actually have really good coaching, which has made a difference. The players are more confident in what they're doing. But yeah, to me, it's going to be more indicative of the record. I still think I'm not confident Trevor's going to live up to what the expectation should be of someone who was drafted in his position, but not even drafted, who was paid. And I know people are like, it's not our money. Why do you always care about the money? Think about if you're running a business and your leader who makes the most money is not performing up to par of other people who are lesser paid, who are not the leader. Like it's just, to me,
Right.
I can just tell you a locker room environment will not be healthy if your quarterback's making $250 million and not performing well. And I will also say I have a lot of confidence that I know it'll be hard to get out of the contract, but Gladstone and Cohen did not pick Trevor. I'm almost certain, Dana Hickey made a comment on the radio the other day and people freaked out that you don't think they're talking about Trevor in the front office? You don't think there's doubts? Yeah. 100%. By everything I've seen from Gladstone, no, he's probably questioning the same thing we are, just behind closed doors, right? They didn't sign Trevor to $235 million or whatever he's making. So it'll be interesting to see how. I don't think they'll be scared to show how they feel because I don't think they're going to wait 3 or 4 years of the contract if he's not performing. And now they can't really do much right this second. But I will be curious if we go into next year and we're seeing a lot of the same things. They're an average team and they can't get over the hump due to the quarterback. I just would not be shocked to see them make some moves or draft a guy, honestly, next year in the first couple of rounds.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to put a bow on Trevor here because Chris says this Trevor trash hour is absolutely slandered, which is fine. Listen, it's okay. Like,
it's not slanderous if it's true.
We can have opinions.
Well, I mean, the quarterback's so polarizing. It's like,
right. I mean, and here it brings up the counterpoint. At $250 million, you need to be going 28 for 35, 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Look at the statistics with Trevor and add the drop, make the drops catches, and still look at the statistics.
Yeah, and I mean,
when do you think his last 300-yard game was, Trevor Lawrence?
I bet it was a loss.
I know he was injured last year. We did lose that game. That's correct.
I bet it was a loss.
When was it?
It was Packers last year.
Yeah. We were down big and he came back, right?
He had 2 last year. He had 2 in 2023, 4 in 2022, and then 2 in 2021. So,
yeah, for me, the one thing I get a little irritated to is on social media, and I understand we're all fans, right? So it doesn't mean I'm right. This is just the way I feel. But Josh Allen with the interception, they go, "Oh, look, great quarterback!" Like and they try to compare Trevor. Josh Allen's won an MVP. Josh Allen is consistently thrown for 4,000 yards, 30 plus touchdowns. 12 or less interceptions. Like, you can't compare a couple plays.
Rushing for 10.
Yeah, you can't compare a couple plays of quarterbacks to each other when the performance overall is not even comparable. And that's one thing. I don't understand why people don't want more. Like, I like Trevor as a person. I want Trevor to be great. Nobody's rooting against Trevor. But it's okay as a fan to want more from your quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Dalton. You had a tweet that kind of brought me back to reality a bit. It was some tweet about somebody was like, hey, if you would have told me the Jags were 4-2, I would have been like, yeah, let's take it. And Dalton comes in there and is like, loser mentality. And I was like,
dang. Yeah, that was me, O'Brien.
I don't think there's anything
I respect
wrong
as a reporter, but she's not a Jaguars fan. She's not a diehard. She didn't grow up in this city. She doesn't have season tickets her whole life. in telling us to be okay with what we're seeing and being okay with.
I mean, she's right. I've seen years that we win 4 games. I've seen seasons that we win 4 games. So I'm not going to complain quite yet.
I understand, but what I don't want to be told as a fan is how to feel. Like, I'm
not
just being
by
honest.
me.
I'm a fan. I care about the team. If you haven't bled with this team your whole life, I don't want to be told how I'm supposed to feel. And I also think the mentality of, well, at least we won 4 games. Like, that's loser shit. Like, yeah, we've been a loser team, but I'm not a loser. I don't want us to be losers. I'm going to expect more.
Yeah. No, listen, that hit home with me because I was trying to keep the vibes high on my show. And I'm like, you know what, boys, we're good. We're good. And then I read that tweet and I was like, damn, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
I just said at the beginning of this call that 4-2 compared to the roster we have and some of the performance we've seen on offense, I honestly think Liam Cohen has done a phenomenal job. I think there's some stuff in that offense that I'm a little worried and concerned about. Since he's an offensive-minded guy, I'm wondering if the head coach, offensive coordinator thing is just taking a little bit longer for him because, he's got a lot to worry about. I'm confident he can do it because plenty of guys in the league do it. But the penalties, I mean, just basic fundamental football things. People are like, oh, it's a new offense, they're going emotional. Dude, I coach 9-year-olds that shift. Like, come on, this is not that difficult.
Yeah.
They can line up on sides. Like, these are basic football things. And so they do need to clean up a lot on offense because it's kind of been a train wreck. There's been good moments, but collectively it's not been great, or even I would say good.
Well,
a lot of delay games.
Yeah, let's pivot to the next polarizing topic around the Jaguars community, and that's Travis Hunter, and specifically the usage of Travis Hunter. It's still early in his career. So I think everybody would agree and would say, like, let's have more time to see how he develops. At the same time, you gave up massive draft capital for this guy, like massive draft capital. We haven't seen 2 firsts traded in a while. It doesn't happen very often. And when it does, it's for guys that are like labeled generational. So, Mike, how are you feeling about Travis Hunter's usage? Do you want to see him used differently, or are you okay with how things are going?
Tough one. I'm excited with what I've seen. I mean, I would say the San Francisco game, he was probably a top 3 defender and a top 3 maybe player on offense. So that's pretty crazy to say about a player nowadays. So it's tough. Is he a full-time cornerback and plays a little bit of receiver or both? It's really hard to say, but at this point, I mean, I'm pretty happy with him. I mean,
what do you think, Dalton?
Him or Mason Graham? Who would you rather have right now?
Yeah.
Well, you'd have a first-round pick.
Young Kittens and Mason Graham,
Yeah.
I would say I am totally happy and confident with Travis Hunter, the player, and what he's done. I think if you watch the tape, every time he's on the field, I just watch him all the time from the stands at the games, see what he's doing. I think Travis Hunter needs to play cornerback every play. I think he's sticky. It's just very natural for him. I think the defense needs it. Doesn't mean you can't give him a break here or there, but I mean, he's an all-pro corner like today, I think. I still think the usage has to be there on offense, but in my opinion, defense is hard to get thrown into. It's hard to go, hey, going on this 3rd down, go cover the best receiver. And then he gives up a 5-yard hitch. Yeah, if I'm my first play on defense and I'm covering the best receiver, I'm saying, okay, I can't get beat deep, right? Watch the devil move. So I think let him play defense, 20 to 30 plays on offense. And I think the way they've used him, what's up?
That's still a lot of offense.
I agree. I wouldn't pull him back much, but to me, the usage of Travis Hunter on offense is again I'll say indicative of the scheme and the way they're playing. Again, who is really getting the ball down the field? Where there's not a lot of balls being completed 15, 20 plus yards on the field. Now, Travis Hunter isn't running those routes as much as Dynamic or BTJ, but there has been times he's run those routes and he's been open. The Seahawks game last week, he ran that corner route. DB had decent placement in the inside. Trevor's ball was awful. I mean, if he just gets that ball up and on somewhere anywhere near his back shoulder or his right shoulder, Travis Hunter can make a play and score. The ball placement was terrible, and basically Travis Hunter had to play defense. So I'm very encouraged by Travis Hunter, the player. I do think if they're going to – when he's on offense, they're going to give him stretch on the field. I'm not going to speculate what he knows or what he doesn't know because I'm not at practice. I don't know what Travis Hunter knows or doesn't know how to do. If you told me, hey, he's not as in depth with the playbook, it's obvious they're not moving him around to all of the different wide receiver positions. And it's probably a little bit to learn. I do think at Colorado, they probably told Travis Hunter, hey, this play, you got this. And he went and did it, right? So there's probably a learning curve. But, dude, how many teams have had weapons and been able to go out there and use them? So I do think the coaching staff's got to do a better job of using them. That's clear.
Here's where I get hung up, and this might just me be trying to like connect dots that I shouldn't be connecting, or maybe trying to be too rational in an environment in a sport where I don't know what's going on inside the locker room. And maybe that's right, but this is kind of how I feel. I look at this team through the beginning of the season, and the defense is playing really well. Like even in this game where we just shit the bed, we held them to 20 points. Like we're Cam Little hitting his field goals away from this game being completely different. Not saying we'd win. But with those 4 points, like it's a completely different game.
That game plays out different.
Right. It plays out a lot different. And I see this defense just balling, and I see this offense just struggling to get moving. And then when I see Travis Hunter get the ball in open space, he's making 1 to 2 guys miss almost every time he's got it with space. And for me, it seems like he's best utilized where this team's at more on offense, because we are struggling to get the ball down the field. We are struggling to get the ball in the end zone. So am I crazy to think that he's more valuable on this team on offense than he is on defense?
I think his value is with him on the field regardless of where he's at. That's just my opinion. I mean, taking the ball away is a huge thing, and I don't think there's probably many cornerbacks in the whole league today that have better ball skills than he has. So I just think the more opportunities the guy gets, the more impact he's going to make. And I don't necessarily care where those opportunities are. I just want him on the field. But even with Travis Hunter, let's just say he didn't play offense. I don't think the issues of the offense being successful, throwing Travis Hunter just makes it successful. He's been playing offense. What have we seen? Right. I don't know if the scheme is just really vanilla right now for Trevor because it's new. It just does not feel like they've been able to stretch the field. And how many years of Jaguar football have we watched where we're playing 10 to 15 yards, like the max, and that box is crowded? Like, I think I'm hoping Sunday was an outlier, but I do worry a little bit that people are going to look at the way the Seahawks played and they're going to challenge us a bit more. And some of that space season is going to get a little bit more difficult because if I was playing against the Jaguars, I would challenge Trevor to beat me all day long. I like the weapons. I think BTJ, I mean, we've got speed everywhere, but we haven't been able to see that consistently win. And I do get, again, another thing is like Travis Hunter, like good play callers. And I do think Liam Cohen's a good play caller, but this year with this team, I watched the Pitt Florida State game, and Cade Bell consistently got their best player on our worst players. Consistently through motion, shifts, movement. And we are moving a lot. We are shifting a lot. And I think a lot of that's just to give Trevor a good read on what the coverage is going to be. But it does not feel like we're getting matchups, right? And that's where I'm a little just waiting. Like, get Travis Hunter a matchup? Like, get that guy one-on-one with somebody. I'm really confident he can beat someone, and I'm confident even if the guy's in position down the field, that if you give him an opportunity at the ball, he's going to come down with it more than he's not. And I just don't understand that. Like, get the guy down the field, run some tighter formations, some go balls. Let's see him go up and get the ball and make a play. Like, that should be a couple times a game, you know. And I'm a little – I don't understand why we're not forcing that a little bit more.
What do you think, Mike? You think there's any validity to my thinking that he should play more offense?
No, I mean, I definitely like the usage we've had him with. And just going back to the offense, you got to think about the defenses we've gone up against so far this year. I mean, Houston, D'Amico Ryans, probably one of the better defensive defenses in the NFL. Steve Spagnuolo, I mean, probably the best, the most Super Bowls ever by a defensive coordinator. Yeah. I mean, the Niners are always great defense. Cincinnati, not very good. But then Mike Macdonald, Seahawks. Mike Macdonald's an excellent defensive coach. Good players, good defense. So
yeah, I agree.
I do think we played some tough defenses. Who did we play week one?
Fair. It was the Panthers.
Not very good defense. But I mean, it's 3-4 pretty good defenses.
Yeah, and I mean, I just, like I said, Travis Hunter, the big catch he made against the Chiefs, the way he's making people miss in space. I understand they're trying to get like you can only get him in space if the defense is respecting the deep ball. I get that, but I just feel you give up 2 first-round picks for a guy, force feed him. Like, I don't care how it looks. I don't care put him like I saw one play. I think I saw one play where they put him in the backfield, and they put him out on a little flare, threw him the ball, and he made 2 guys miss.
Yeah.
Like get him the ball, force feed him the ball. Like he is such a dynamic player that he just needs to have the ball in his hands. And I love him at corner. He's outstanding. The play he made where he broke on the slant route and shouldered the ball out and was almost an interception. Like,
I mean, driving down on his own coverage.
And that was a cover 3. Cover 3 outside leverage on a slant route. Like, people don't even realize how difficult that is to do.
Yeah, that's usually a catch and a tackle. I mean, he drove down from his third and
so I don't know. It's
let him play whatever he wants, honestly.
Right. I agree.
Let him kick, let him return. Seriously, whatever he wants to do.
No, I do have one request. Maybe we can get him back on a kick return or Parker Washington over the Quint Allen. I love the Quint Allen, but I'd be okay with never seeing that guy return another kick all year.
Yeah, he's got some good returns. He's got some juice to him, man.
I feel like Tootin's got the juice on the return. I just feel like Quint Allen just runs straight.
But Parker's the one that has the touchdown. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. So. I knew he was going to muff that one. Once you start drifting to the side and backwards, it's always a muff.
That wind at the stadium was pretty rough, though. I will tell you. Like when that ball went up, it was moving. I was like, but
yeah. No, once I saw him go to the side, like this is a muff written all over it.
All right, here's one I don't want to spend a lot of time on because I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Rams and the rest of the season, your predictions, not like score prediction, just like how you feel. But a quick little side note. Like, what's going on with Cam Little? Like, I've always said a kicker is like a golfer, right? And in my brain, Cam Little's going one of 2 directions. He's going the direction of like Xander Schauffele, where he has like a little bit of a dead period, and then he picks it back up. Or he's going the Jordan Spieth route, where he was this guy who was phenomenal, amazing, the next guy, and then just tanked and couldn't get it figured out. Are we worried about Cam Little? I guess is the question. And Dalton, we'll start with you. Are we worried about Cam Little?
Yeah, I think I tweeted the exact similar kind of analysis, not the players themselves, but I'm obviously worried because I think kicking is so fundamental, mechanical. It's like one little thing gets off, you start pulling the ball, you start pushing the ball, and then obviously it becomes mental, just like golf, right? You know, one shank and the rest of your day, you're just thinking to yourself, don't do that again. And it obviously continues to recur. So obviously in the short term, I'm concerned. But I'm not to the point where I don't think he can kick his way through it. I think every kicker in their career goes through this. It's happening a little earlier for Cam Little. But I mean, there's these stretches. If it's 3 to 4 more weeks down the road and he's still missing an extra point or missing anything inside of 50 yards, I definitely will start to have a different feeling. But, you know, the Chiefs game the week prior, even though I don't think he'd be kicking the ball well, he made a huge field goal, 52 yards, 54 yards. So I think you got to kind of play out, but you got to kind of know what you're working with. I know as much as people love analytics and Liam loves analytics, people are like, it's a go for 2 because of analytics. That was heavily weighed by their confidence in the kicker as well. I want people to like not just dismiss the fact that the kicker missed an extra point and missed a field goal prior to that. So
how good do you think Jason Myers was feeling after watching that?
Yeah.
Bro, Jason Myers, Brandon McManus.
Jason Myers did the same thing with the Jaguars. Was phenomenal, and then started falling apart.
Yeah, and he's back in our stadium dropping 50-yarders, not missing. So that was a little rough.
Mike, you worried about Cam Little?
Yeah, definitely. I think he might be partying a little too much. Probably got a little high-headed last year, going out with some young girls.
I think the fame might have got to him a bit.
Yeah, I think.
Got to him.
The 70-yarder didn't do well for them.
Yeah,
a little too much mustache, a little too much. Yeah, he's dressing nicer. I think he got a little big-headed.
You know, I hate saying that about someone I don't know, but I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened. So. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, like Dalton says, he kicks his way through it. That would be ideal.
I mean, it's not often you lose it and end up finding it like that. So
I'm Jason Myers. We're talking about Jason Myers.
That's true. I don't feel like he ever lost it though. I feel like he
was pretty bad for a while for us.
Yeah, he had some bad moments. Okay. And like the Jags have a rich history of kickers being bad and then going
good about kicking in Jacksonville. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And to be fair, that happens kickers all over the league. That's not just
Harrison Butker just died one day and couldn't kick football anymore.
How about who was
the best kicker in the league?
Who was the Ravens kicker?
Justin Tucker.
Justin
Best
Tucker.
kicker ever.
I don't think that was. I
Dude
think
had
he
a
was,
20-year career.
I think he's
and
just
couldn't hit the
he's more of a
broadside
pervert. I
hard.
think is what it is.
Well, and I think he actually
Pervert
had like
stress.
legit injury that was affecting him. Like he had
No.
something wrong with his quad
Pervert.
leg or
That was
something.
pervert stress.
Yeah.
You know, he was-
It's
Yeah.
Same with Brandon McManus, I guess, but he
Oh
figured
my
it out.
gosh.
So,
Yeah.
I will just
Where's
say
Where's McManus now?
he's with the Packers.
Green Bay. Yeah.
Is he? I didn't even know that.
He's doing. I mean, he
Jeez.
was injured. He was injured last week, I think, but he's been playing well up in Green Bay. But I will just say the last thing on Cam Little is, bro, you cannot miss an extra point. You cannot miss an extra point. Like you need.
Well, it's just deflating. It's completely deflating. When he missed that extra point, everyone around me said, "Oh, that's going to cost him." Like it's just immediate. It's like, oh, it's
Like,
deflating.
Did you see what Cap tweeted like an hour before the game?
Oh yeah, everything was wide right.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Like, I would never say this about any. Even I was talking crap about Walker Little on my show yesterday when he just got like bully balled by the linebacker or whoever it was.
Yeah.
I was like, Walker Little could still, if we were talking face to face, he would beat my ass. I have no problem.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I could go out there and hit an extra point. I have 100% certainty I could go out there and hit an extra point. I play soccer. I can hit an extra point. Like you can't miss extra points. I'm sorry.
Well, not especially in the NFL where the snap and hold are always perfect.
Right.
Like
and
everything is always good.
And it's what you practice all day.
It's really what you practice.
Frustrating and infuriating.
And like we're not even going to talk about how he's terrible on kickoffs.
And I don't even want to. I know. God, I get the stats that Logan Cook's still one of the best kickers in the. Dude, the guy we're punting from the 40, and he kicks it to the other 30. Like, I think he's been terrible. Like, maybe it's comparative to what he was.
Right.
Maybe it's not fair. Maybe he's just more normal or average now. But he has not flipped the field in the way he has in the past.
No.
And just cranking it into the end zone. Like, I don't think he's been very good.
Yeah. I like this comment. If you're worried about Cam Little in his second year and not worried about Trevor in his fifth year, you should question yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think we're the opposite of that group. So,
okay. Rams coming up in London. First question. Where are we getting mimosas on Sunday morning? Like, where's that going to happen?
I don't think it's going to be mimosas. We got a special guest. Sorry, guys.
Hello. Good night.
Can you say hey to Uncle Jason?
Hey, Sylvie.
I'm going to be in the LaGuardia airport with my wife, finding a bar to watch the game and drink my mimosa, or beer or whatever I'm going to be drinking.
Okay.
So we're leaving for New York 4:30 tomorrow morning. So
nice.
Yeah.
Mike,
LaGuardia, huh?
Mike, where are we getting mimosas?
Monkeys? We going to Monkeys? Where are we going?
Listen, it's not hard to find us. That's all I'll say. It's not hard to
if you're going somewhere, it's always Monkeys.
Yeah.
That's where you.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
But it's a 9:30 kick. London.
9 or 9:30?
Nothing like a 10:30 Florida State kick to a 9 o'clock Jaguar kick the next morning.
I didn't even think about that crap.
Hey,
I'll probably still be at Monkeys in the back. Honestly, just pull up a bed. And...
Hey, can I stay?
All right, Dalton, you need to get out of here.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I can give you 5 good minutes.
All right, perfect. That's probably all we need.
My
All
wife.
right, let's go predictions on Rams. You don't have to give me a score. Just how do you think the Jags will play, Dalton? What do you think?
It's weird to say. I feel like they're going to play well because in London they just historically have, and London's weird in general. I think they respond. I'm not going to say they're going to win or lose because it's hard, but I think they play a good game. The London games are typically sloppy with a lot of penalties historically. I'm really worried about health. Those fields are terrible. People seem to get banged up. I remember that year we played the Bills. Was it last year, 2 years ago? Like every one of their players got hurt. So I think they'll play well. I would not be shocked if they won. I don't think there's a blowout coming. I think it looks better than what we saw against the Seahawks. I think they'll play well. If I had a gut feel, I honestly feel like they're going to win.
Okay. Mike, what do you think?
I will say I'm pretty worried about playing. I don't know what it is about playing Devontae Adams, but I feel like he goes for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns every time he plays the Jaguars.
We did
so I will say I'm a little bit. Besides the Jets last year, but I think we'll be all right. They're good, man. They got a really good defense. Rams are tough. I feel like they're always pretty disciplined. will coach. So I'll say 24-21 Rams, something like that.
Yeah, I have a bad feeling about this game, and the entire bad feeling just comes from the Rams D-line being very good and our O-line looking bad last week, and that's basically where everything's coming from. But I hope to be proven wrong. I don't like.
Yeah, but they're gonna. How much of that film are they gonna have to sit and watch all week? You know, I just feel like we've seen them play well, and so I feel like there's gonna be a response there. The Rams are obviously gonna have success. I mean, they have great players. If I could encourage anything to Liam Cohen is don't abandon the run. Your defense is playing well enough. You don't need to get us into 3rd and 10 consistently because you just don't commit to the run game. Especially the penalties have just added up. I mean, they've been in so many negative yard situations on 2nd and 3rd down that you're just basically giving up a possession. I mean, the first possession of the game, back to back penalties, and you're in your own end zone. So commit to the run. I'd also say Travis Etienne has been phenomenal, but last week, Tootin had 2 for 14, and I think he was having a better success getting on the edge of that defense. And they did want to get on the edge. You could tell earlier the run game was to try to get to the edge because they didn't think they could run it up the middle. I'd like to see Tootin get some more carries. I just think the explosiveness, the change of pace. Again, Travis has been great. But if there's not something there immediately, like if there's not a hole, I do think Tootin's has been a better back because he can make something out of nothing. Travis Etienne, if you give him some space to get going, he's phenomenal. I think downfield is a good runner. But Tootin, if it's not there, he's got the ability to break tackles and get you 3, right? I think he's better getting you 3 consistently than Travis Etienne is.
Yeah.
I got a quick question. Do you think Liam learned his lesson on receiving the ball first last week? I hated that call. So
they did that all year, though. I mean, they've done that a lot. One game,
I hate that call. So
I think
that's the first time I remember it this season. I hate that.
No, they did that. I believe they did it the Panthers game, and I believe they did it the Bengals game.
I hate it. I can't stand it.
I don't think they did it 49ers. Here's my thing. If you go down and score a touchdown, I think his thought was if you go down and score – I think that's the thought of any offensive guy. You go down and score a touchdown, you immediately put the pressure on the other team. And maybe their game plan kind of starts to go out the window a little bit. Because that first drive
it's the NFL.
So scripted. What?
It's the NFL. I'm sorry. It's the NFL. You can't I mean, I know you can call good plays and stuff, but the script, I mean, I would just never, ever ask for the ball.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. I'm good either way. Sometimes it's not your option.
You're losing, you want the ball. You're winning, you want the ball at half. That's how I've always felt. So,
all right. Last quick thing. Don't have to be long, but I have to ask it because I got 2 Florida State truthers here. How we feeling about Florida State? Not a great look last week, but you did beat Bama.
We gotta fire. We have to fire Norvell. Yeah, I'm almost off the Norvell and the Trevor Lawrence train. So that's where I'm at sports right now.
I do think they have what they have with Norvell. Maybe every 5 years he catches lightning in a bottle or builds the right transfer portal team. I will say I don't think he'll get fired unless he just loses 4 or 5 of the remaining games. Not because Florida State can't, but I do think their priority is mostly to try to get out of the conference. And I don't know. The next 2 games, if they lose either one of those, I'd be happy just to get rid of them. I don't know what the next coach looks like. I think you're going to have to go back to the kind of non-Power 4 proven guy. I just don't. The ACC, Florida State's an attractive job, but the ACC is not an attractive conference long-term for viability. And so my concern would be is why would a good coach from an SEC or the Big Ten, whose school's not as much of a brand, going to come to the ACC where they're getting more money, more revenue, more NIL opportunities at the school they're at? The college football has just changed. The landscape has changed. The Blue Buds, why they're still great and important, and there's boosters backing that. It's a level playing field. It's really about who's got the money to spend, but also the coaching staff who understands how to recruit. The one thing people say is like, "Oh, just don't do the buyout. Just give them more money for a roster." Look at Texas Tech. Recruiters can recruit, and recruiting is a relationship thing. Norvell has never been a good recruiter ever. He's never emphasized it. His staff's never been good at it. Mario Cristobal, phenomenal recruiter. Billy Napier, phenomenal recruiter. Billy Napier, a terrible coach, and should have hired a play caller. And I think Florida would be maybe 5-1 right now if he did. But Mario Cristobal, CEO, hired good coordinators, recruits his ass off. Like that's what you have to do in college football nowadays. So
I saw a stat that Florida State, I think in 40 or 50 years, they've had 10 3-game losing streaks, and Mike
Six
Norvell
of
is he's 6 of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's responsible for 6. Like,
I mean, it's been historically
the
lows have been historically low.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's hard to do at Florida State.
I think Dalton hit it on the head. The whole college landscape's changed. Florida's in the same boat. I mean, they're in the same exact boat.
You guys want to trade?
It's just, I would trade Norvell for Napier in a.
I think game day coach Norvell's far better. I
Yes.
think recruiting is far worse.
All right. Well, I get you guys out of here. Dalton's got to wake up early tomorrow. We appreciate his time.
Yeah, I
being here.
appreciate you, Jason and Mike. Obviously, great to see you boys. Whenever you want me on, I'm happy to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure to follow their social medias. They're in the video description. Appreciate you guys being here. I love you guys. I will see you guys later. As always, go Jags.
All right, boys. Later, guys.